What up, y'all? Welcome to the channel. I'm KB. Today we'll be talking about our top 5 buff wish list for Falke. I'll be partnering with BedtimeBuddy, another Falke player. And y'all make sure you hit the sub button before y'all get up out of here. We'll get into the video after this. The first change I think she needs is V skill. V skill is absolutely trash right now. It has I think it's a negative 10 on block. I think like 14 frames startup, 22 frames of recovery. It's trash. But the first thing I think that needs to change about the V skill is on when she hits a projectile. When it interfaces with a projectile, she should get V meter off of that. Right now, she gets no V meter when she uses her V skill against a projectile. I'm thinking when they made the character, they thought she would be really good against. I always say Gal, right? Because she has the dive kick, the bait out the flash kicks, and she has the air shot, and she has the V skill. But the V skill is too slow, and you get no meter off of it, and the recovery's bad. So the first thing I think they gotta buff is letting her get V skill off of projectiles, because getting her V trigger is so important in her game plan. So we need some V meter gain off of that, man, because she gotta get V trigger as fast as possible. It's a 2-bar V trigger, so you're expecting to get it twice around. But it's rare that you ever get, for me playing, it's rare that I ever get it twice around. And if I do get it twice around, I'm on the doors, I'm about to die. It ain't like Cammy, it ain't like Cammy, she getting 2 real uses out of her V trigger, or not, she getting 2 real uses out of her V trigger. She doesn't have 2 real uses of it. So that's one of the first changes I make to the V skill.
Yeah, I mean, I think that you can get it twice consistently if you game plan for it, but you got to sacrifice knockdowns and damage and all that stuff. You start using V skill in your combos. So I get it, like the ability to gain more V gauge in a different way. She probably does have the ability to convert into V skill more than other characters do. So maybe if they don't feel like buffing her ability to absorb and get bar, then maybe they can make it so that the knockdown that you get when you in your combo with the V skill is a little bit better. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
that way she doesn't even get Oki, right?
Nah. I don't even think you get walk up Oki if you end with V skill. Depending, like if you hit them high, like if you do like catapult EX, catch them as they coming down, you might get a walk up. But for sure, if you just got them standing and you do like 3 HK, 5 MP, 5 MK V skill, you probably, for one, the V skill probably won't even reach at the end of that.
Yeah, because even the reach is bad on it. It's like so bad, man.
Yeah.
It's bottom 7 V skills in the game.
It can use some love. I would like to be able to, like, if I'm in the corner and they pressuring me, if I could do like 2 cross jabs and a V skill. You know what I'm saying? Instead of doing like 2 cross jabs and then a shot and then they still standing. If I get 2 cross jabs and a V skill, if it could combo, then I can like get on top of them and do offense. But you don't really get
short though.
So.
Too short. Yeah. All right. So next change I would make to V skill. This one is not a very big one. I think the next 2 I think are very doable. Speed up the startup and decrease the recovery a bit. So right now it starts up 14 frames, and it's just like you can't really use it at 14 frames. It's just too slow. Outside of a combo, you can't really use it. You can't compete with projectile characters like Gal. Even Shotos is hard unless you're full screen to react and use it at 14 frames. So I think they should bring it down to about 9 frames, 9 frames, something like that. I think that'd be a great change for the V skill startup. The other thing I think, and you comment on it after this, is I want to make the V skill right now is negative 10 on block. I want it to be negative 3 on block, right? It's not your turn anymore. You can't spam it, but negative 3 I think is okay. Maybe add a little more pushback on the block. But I think -3 would be great for it. What do you think about those two updates to the V skill?
Well, I like the reduced startup because sometimes say Akuma jump in the air and throw air fireball. So the idea is you absorb the fireball and knock him out of the air. But the problem is that if you late, because you got to first see that he's throwing a fireball. So I mean, like if he's gonna do a jump kick and a jump fireball, it's different timing for your V skill.
Mm-hmm.
If it starts up faster, you can wait for him to reach the apex and then start the V skill, so that way you cover both options. So it's not like if you're gonna get a lot of damage off of that, but you at least like discourage him from just doing an air fireball all willy-nilly. Right. So that I feel when I think about somebody throwing a fireball from full screen right now, regardless of what the recovery is, if they follow behind it, then you still got to respect if they might jump in on you or not. So the spacing will come into play. Like if they right up on the fireball, you might not want to absorb it anyway. But if it's some space between them and the fireball, then maybe you can absorb it. But even then, it might still be risky because they might hit you after the recovery. So that's where actually bouncing it back would come into play. Like if you could actually reflect the fireball. But
that'd be too dope for them to do.
Yeah, for sure. And then what the other one was the recovery. So if my fear would be, because I think right now she gains meter with it on block, right?
Yeah, she does.
So she could cancel into the V skill from almost anything. So if they made it so that it was -3, then we would have like an autopilot thing to end our offense with instead of the shot. So like instead of doing like block shot, it would be like block V skill, right?
Right.
So we gain V gauge. So that's cool for us. But I wonder how balanced that would be if it was -3, because we'll just be gaining bar. Like every time we touch you, we gain in bar. And I don't know if any character does that. Like I know like Ibuki can do her V skill, but you can get in on her. Like I know you do that a lot with Birdie.
Yeah, but maybe -4 or something. I don't know. I just feel like -10 is way too much.
-4 is like you got to space it properly. So maybe you can't do it against everybody. So it'd probably be a little more fair. If they put it to -3, so I'm using that thing nonstop,
bruh. Well, maybe I don't know. Maybe she doesn't get bar off of it if they make it -3. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, because right now we're not using it on block anyway, right? So if they took away the ability for it to get bar but made it -3, I think that'd be a fair trade.
Yeah, I think so. All right, so that's my buff 1 V skill, right? So I'm carrying some things in general, but that's my first set of changes for V skill.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Next we have buff number 2, which is gonna be the air shot. So I thought the air shot was a great mechanic for her to have. I mean, I was excited to see it in the trailers, and they use it in some interesting ways. And when they were showing her at the beginning with the meaty setups off of the dive kick, but when you actually get in the game to play her, it's okay when you're playing somebody who doesn't know the character. Once they learn that, okay, whenever I see shot, all I have to do is jump. It's over. It's over for shot, because you can't use it anymore. You know what I'm saying? You can use it like you jump and instantly use it, catch somebody trying to anti-air.
Yeah.
But other than that, it's against most of the cast. I mean, you could just jump in on it. I mean, that's the weakness to it. If you didn't know right now, you can just jump once you see they're going for the air shot. So so I the next change is for the air shot. I want them to loosen the restriction. I don't know if it's really called a restriction, but I want them to be able to shoot the shot a little closer to the ground. So when I come off the ground, I can shoot it closer to the ground. That's pretty much it for that change.
Well, if I thought about this a lot, and I think that if they make it so that she could shoot it close to the ground, like what comes to mind for me is like a instant air cannon strike from Street Fighter 4. Is that kind of like what you got in mind, like something similar?
So I got 2 chains in here for that. So it's gonna be shoot her closer to the ground. Second one is decrease the recovery a bit on landing. So right now I think she has 9 additional frames when she lands. So I want to make that like 5. So if she does it right in your face, you still can punish her, but it's not as much as right now where you get a full jump in or anytime she lands from any special, you can get like a full jump in on her now.
Yeah. I think like if they just made the height lower without changing anything else, then all of our low shots would be punishable because the way she stays in the air a little bit. So like she'll shoot, it'll hit, they'll recover, then we'll land. So it'll become like the lower down to the floor we shoot it, the more punishable we are. But if they made it so that we recover fast, or that it hits the hit stun is longer. Like for instance, Akuma's air fireball has so much hit stun. He'll hit you with the fireball, walk up on you, and still get a medium kick combo. Like I don't see why ours can't have at least close to that much stun, even if we can't get a whole combo, just to make it so that we don't get blown up for landing it. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
But yeah, like if they were to put both, like if they were to make it recover faster or make it hit longer and let us use it lower to the ground, I think that combination would make it more viable overall.
But that's all we want, right? I think that they wanted her to have that little mix-up game, but I'm telling you, they dropped the ball once they saw G. They was like, well, we just gotta
give them everything.
Gotta focus on G and Sagat, man. It's out. I'm out. So yeah, that and the landing recovery. That's the only thing I would change with air shot right now. All right, buff number 3. Buff number 3 is all about her staff, right? So she has the staff that gives her a lot of range to actually zone her opponents. And you know, she's a character that you kind of just want to be annoying with, right? I want to chip you down, and I want to just ignore you and get out of there, right? She's like a female guy with less combat ability. So that's all you want to do. You just want boom, boom, hit him. All right, I'm out of there, right? So, but problem with this is her staff has a full hurt box on it.
The old school
all the
box.
Goddamn time. Old school box.
Yeah.
All the time. You know what I'm saying? So you poking out there with any other moves, you know what I'm saying? I know 4 heavy punches is the main one, but any move, crouching medium punch,
standing medium
anything, jumping medium punch, anything, they get full punish, whatever they want off of that, man. So the change I want to make for this is to remove the hurt. Alter the hurt box on certain moves, not all moves. So I believe the staff should have some hurt box on some moves. So for heavy punch, I think they need to remove it a bit from the tip.
Okay.
I don't know how much, but just remove it a bit from the tip. You should not be able to, like, sometimes it's even the hurt box goes beyond the staff a little bit.
Yeah.
Because a Cammy player will throw out her heavy kick and get a crush counter. I'm like, I wasn't even reaching them. So that crouching medium punch, a couple of her other staff moves, but I would keep it on some of her jumping attacks just to keep it fair, so she doesn't have just a move that doesn't have a hurt box while she's jumping. So I hate it, but I would keep it on the medium punch, jumping medium punch, and I would keep it on jumping heavy punch. But I would alter it on a lot of the other moves.
Yeah, man. Like I know, well, there's 2 things that separate our character from a knot, right? Because to me, at least, that's the first character that comes to mind when I think about these limbs. But then you got Dawson, so you got like two sides of the spectrum, right? So we don't want Dawson to have detached limbs for sure, but like Falke, like she has a stick, it's like not her body, so like it doesn't make visual sense all the time, like when you see it. But it's like the thing is that sometimes when you're fighting Manat, if you even predict that she's going to use a standing heavy punch and you jump in, you think you got the jump in timing right, she's still able to block. Like our opponents can have the slightest hunch that we're going to do a 6 HP and we're blown up with a full combo. So that's why you see Manats, they'll throw like 5, 6 standing heavy punches in a row. Like, I mean, like we're talking about Grandmaster, Supreme Grand, whatever. They just spam it, bang in your face multiple times because they know they can still block. Whereas like us, you know, we probably get 2, and then we got to start thinking again. Like, I don't know if you're gonna take a step back and whiff punish me.
Maybe.
So, like, it would be nice to make it so that, you know, the person's way in would be to either step into the range where they can block it and punish it, or if they have to actually jump in. But for them to have a third option of being able to just step back and whack your button, it's just but it would be nice to also see some recovery options, like on whiff. Like if we miss a crouching medium punch, we can't even convert off that. Why are we getting jump in punished for missing a crouching medium punch?
Makes no sense.
It doesn't. Like, we should definitely recover from that a lot quicker. So you know, things like that. So that's what I think about the limbs.
Yeah. I mean, I agree that recovery overall got to change for a lot of her moves. Like even standing medium kick, the recovery is kind of bad for that, I think. So I think they're gonna have to adjust a lot of the recovery anyway for that. Capcom, I hope you listen. Yeah. So and this will help in all matchups. I mean, this is not a matchup specific thing, so it'll help every matchup in the game. Buff number 4 would be increase the walk speed just a bit. I think it'll help her a little bit more once she gets in to have more of a mix-up game. She'll get some shimmy game a little better. She'll just be a little more slippery. I think she needs to be a little more slippery. I like the back dash. Forward dash is okay. But I think increase her walk speed just a bit more, and I think that'll be a great change for her. What do you think, man?
I'm always rocking with some walk speed. It'll let us use the heavy punch a little more effectively. And, you know, moving in out of ranges, walk under jump ins better, walk under devil's reverse better, stuff like that. I'm rocking with it. Yeah, I'm rocking with more speed.
Right. So yeah, I mean, all those matchup specific things you just mentioned are the reason for it. But she's just too. I feel like she's too slow sometimes. Just moving in and out. The next buff number 5, we mentioned it earlier, dive kick. Dive kick was it's a cool idea. They did it right with some characters. Nikali, Akuma, who else got Monat got a dive kick.
Monat, yeah, Dawson.
Cammy Queen a dive kick.
Yeah.
Dawson. So
even
Falke,
Ken got a dive kick.
Ken got a dive kick. Yeah. So with Falke, they decided to do it a little differently, right? Her dive kick is vertical only.
Has anybody in Street Fighter ever had one of those? Is it the Rolento, John? Rolento's a little different, right? Like a little bouncy type.
Yeah. But I feel like Jen had like a dive kick. It wasn't vertical, but it was a little forward. Dive kicks have been here, but I can't think of one
that goes straight down.
Somebody has had this though. Maybe didn't Seth have one that was went straight down?
I think his had a little angle to it.
Okay. Also. Yeah. So a lot of them might have had angles, but she has a vertical dive kick that bounces her in the air on block or on hit. It's the same amount of bounce. The bounce depends on the bounce is the same, but you can make it meaty where you can under certain situations you can make it meaty. And then you can have a follow up after that, but it's very specific. And then you need V trigger to actually make it something worthwhile. So, the first thing I would buff about dive kick is after the dive kick, I want the bounce to allow something after it. I don't know. Initially, I was thinking I want the shot to be after. You can't even do you can't do shot after. You can use V trigger shot if you're in V trigger. The next thing I want is some kind of small movement after the bounce. So once you bounce, you can get a cross up, but it depends on where you hit the dive kick. Or the dive kick a cross up, and then you may end up on the right side, but you can't really control it once you're in the air. It depends on kind of where they went. So I want some small movement after the dive kick. I forgot what character can do this. Well, Rashid can do it if he has the tornado out. Colleen has something similar to that when she's in V trigger too, where she can pop up in the air and after on the dash and kind of do something like that. But I just want her to have some kind of movement so she has some options after that. The next thing is I want less bounce on hit of the dive kick. So if I hit the dive kick, I want to be rewarded a little bit for that. I shouldn't be right now. If I hit the dive kick or they block the dive kick, they get just a second opportunity to anti-air.
Yeah.
And you just gotta hold it, right? And whatever anti-air they do, you're gonna land right in front of them. So now you got a mix-up situation, and that's terrible. Like I want to be rewarded for hitting the dive kick. What do you think about that, man?
I think that the changes would go hand in hand with the shot changes that we discussed earlier, because if they change the dive kick so that you can shoot after, well, the first concern would be if you're directly above somebody, right? So you got an opponent right here. Yeah, so you're gonna bounce and then you're gonna shoot, but they right under you. So you know what I'm saying, you're gonna miss. So that would be the first concern. But if they reduce the bounce, so say you did it meaty and you bounced up like right here, you might still get the shot. But if it keeps the same hit stun, they're just gonna punish you after the shot anyway. You're just gonna bounce, shoot, and they're gonna punish you anyway. So
this is all or nothing. They gotta take all the changes I said.
Yeah,
you got if you get the small movement after, you can shoot, land, maybe get some. I don't know.
Well, the beauty of the movement idea is that, like, so if you dive, right, so that you bounce, so whether they block it or it hits them, some people like to dash. They just like to get out of dodge. So say you're fighting like Urian and you dive and then he dash, but you bounce over here. Now you got a medium kick for him, regardless of which way you facing. So he has to recover from his dash, but you bounced over there. You know what I'm saying? Or say if he goes this way and you bounce this way, so you'll bounce, he'll go this way, you go this way, you go back to neutral.
Yeah.
If he stays there and you go this way, now he has an anti-air. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Or if he stays there and you go this way, he'll anti-air you. Or if you stay neutral, maybe if it has less bounce, then he doesn't have enough time to anti-air. Now he has to block your jumping. It should be like something like that if they gave her the movement. And what else we got?
That'll be a really cool change for her. The other one was so the bounce after the shot, the small movement, right, and less bounce and some, I don't know. Right now, what can she get after the dive kick? She can get medium kick. She can get some buttons, right?
Well, it's like this, right? So if you do the dive kick so meaty, like if you could do it like perfect frame meaty, and she won't bounce at all. Like she'll just come down, the dive kick will hit you, and you can combo as if it's a regular jumping. If you do that same timing and it's on block, then she still bounces, but she'll bounce like literally right on top of you. You can't go nowhere. You have to respect the follow up. But that's if you're like perfect.
Yeah,
like
that's like crush counter sweep, and now you can do this.
Yeah, you'll like whiff some stuff and then jump and then do the meaty dive kick. So but with that, because you got trip guard frames, they can DP you if they see you doing, you know what I mean? Because it's not going to be dive kick. It's not going to be a safe jump. So if you do it like meaty, but it's not quite that meaty, you'll get the bounce, but you could follow up. So if you're not in V trigger, then you'll get the bounce. You'll get a hard punch. That's it. You know what I mean? Because by the time you land, I think you're somewhere around 0. But if you're in V trigger, you get the hard punch, then you get a V trigger shot, then you get a whole combo from there. So that's pretty sick. But I don't know. I'm hoping that they do more with like the skip shot. Like, have you ever shot somebody air to air with the V trigger before?
Yeah.
And then it'll tip them, and then the fireball keep going, then it bounces and hit them again. Right. Hoping we get some cool stuff with that. But
you think so?
Maybe like if they make the dive kick like do a knockdown or something, and you can combo. I don't know, man. They gotta come up with something.
Yeah. But I mean, if they just made the change from our 2 videos here, I mean, she'll be pretty viable, and she'll be fun as hell to play. Like, that's the thing. Like I have fun playing her because she's so different from Birdie, but if she had these changes, I mean, she'd be an awesome player. I think right now she's the 3rd least played player in August. I looked them up. She's like 3rd least played player. So they want to get people selecting Falke. I mean, they gotta look at this and take some of these serious. So
I'm telling you, man. Tell me that don't sound sick. So you do like EX catapult, and then it recovers fast enough for you to neutral jump, you do the V trigger shot, it tip them. So if you aim it right, the V trigger shot will tip them. So like you got the EX catapult, they bouncing, you jump, you do the shot. As they coming down, it tip them, they still falling, and then it hits them again. But while it's coming down, you're already dashing, and you can get to do more combo. So you get not only corner carry off the shot, but it looks really cool. Yeah. But you'll also get to dash over there and keep doing more combo. You can like dash, and then do like a 6 HP into another shot or something. You know what I'm saying?
I like it, man. I mean, more give it some more juggle points to it or something. I don't know.
Yeah, like sometimes I land that skip shot and I don't be knowing what to do afterwards. But it's so it's so situational, like, you know what I mean, that I don't be feeling like, oh, I want to take this to the lab and figure out what I could do, because it happens like once every 20-25 matches.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's it for the dive kick. Thank you for tuning in. Hit the like and subscription button below. Make sure you go to BedtimeBuddy's page and check out his top 5 buff wish list for Falke. Also, if you're interested in the merch, the Falke University merch, the description is in the link below. Also, let me know what characters you want to see next in the comments, and tell me what buffs you want to see. All right, peace.